Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bob O from the P3 Podcast Network. We are on Spreaker.com, YouTube, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Take two is going pretty well so far, Moose.
You shouldn't have mentioned take two.
Yeah, I agree. But, whatever. Anyway, this is Wisconsin Sports News, the only show that you will only ever hear myself and the Moose on. We're the only ones who care about sports on the network.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Gives us our own kind of little world.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm okay with that.
As am I. Well, let's rip the scab off.
Yeah, I agree. So our first topic today is going to be the Milwaukee Brewers. Last game, of course, against the Washington Nationals, losing in extra innings 4-3. Obviously, the Brewers came out hot in September. They were in third most of the year, second part of the year.
Yep.
Came back, played really strong. Yelich broke his kneecap on a foul wall. That's gotta, it's not. I know it's not really a bone, but it's one of the hardest things in your body.
Oh, yeah, and it's one of the hardest things to break.
Yeah. Well, I suppose when you have a pitcher throwing a fastball at you, 90-some miles an hour, but they rallied, kind of win one for Yelly. And I think, too, for Euchre, too, because I'm pretty sure he's winding down.
He's losing steam, and he's losing it fast. I've listened to a few games this year, obviously. He's not the same Euchre.
No.
He has lost a lot of his spunk.
I
mean, we still love him.
Oh, yeah. It's like Harry Carey, Vince Scully, all those greats, are gone. But I think, too, the thing that really disappointed me about the game was the botch call at the end of the game. That really cost them the game.
It did. You and I were talking about it earlier. Major League Baseball did their due diligence.
They did. And I thank them that they did that. But the thing was, a lot of people outside of the MLB said that should have been a dead ball.
Yep. A lot of ESPN people.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of ESPN people think that the Brewers were robbed.
That was a big topic, and they were talking about that. Now, we're still rebuilding, obviously, our team.
Yeah.
We're going into a third year now with probably a really great core guys, but I think what can get them over that hump, because you and I were talking about last year's NLCS, where they just they tried.
They stalled.
They just stalled. And I think if they can get a pitcher, like a true ace pitcher, which we haven't had since I was gonna say,
Wolf.
I didn't like him. He was. I think since either Ben Sheets, CC Sabathia,
I forgot about Sabathia
and Greinke.
Yep, Greinke. Yep,
Greinke is probably the last ace pitcher we ever had.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you on that. Greinke was awesome. I mean, you're talking to the man who every time we play 2005,
it's Ben Sheets.
It's Ben Sheets. It's Ben Sheets. It's always been Ben Sheets.
I'm glad he got to retire as a Brewer.
Yeah, me too. I am very happy about that. But we have another year.
We do, and I think they can do it.
A year of Brewers baseball is here and gone, and we're always going to be Brewers fans. That's not going to change. Next year, we're going to get down to a game.
I hope so.
Oh, we will.
Oh, good. I haven't been to a Brewer game in a year. I haven't been out in 3 years.
Yeah,
that's besides the point.
Let's talk about the other thing that you and I love, which is hockey.
Yeah, Admirals started. What are they? 1-1.
0-1.
0-1.
Yeah.
No, it's just starting the season, though.
Yeah, it's the first game of the season. They played the Iowa Wild. They've lost 5-2. But, again, It's
early.
It's early.
Hockey is a long season.
Oh, yeah. And that's another thing we're doing this year. I have vacation time now. So, now Moose and I have been talking about going down to a Admirals Wolves game since we met.
Last sporting event I went to was Blackhawks and Red Wings when they played at Wrigley.
Oh, wow.
That was a fun day.
I bet.
That was cool.
Last event I was at, besides the Wausau Woodchucks game that I did go to this summer, Wisconsin Woodchucks, sorry. Dumbest name change ever. Anyway.
Side story real quick.
Okay.
When I was 17 years old.
Yep.
I almost got a new car.
Oh.
With the Wisconsin Badgers. Or Wisconsin Woodchucks. So, my dad would get the newspaper religiously.
Yeah.
Every day.
Okay.
And we were talking, and he's like, about the Woodchucks, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's the Wausau Woodchucks. I said, no, Dad. They changed their name. They're the Wisconsin Woodchucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And there's no way you can prove it. He's like, I'll bet you your car. And I said, okay. And you know me, I'll only bet if I know I'm probably right.
If you are 99.9% certain.
And he turns to the paper and I pointed out to the paper and says, Wisconsin Woodchucks, you owe me a car.
Oh man. Oh, that's glorious. So was other than the Woodchucks game, was the Admirals game that I went to when I was still working at Taco John's with my dad and my uncle. And that game, they lost to the Wolves by one shot. And the shot, they had a chance to tie it up. And at the buzzer, it goes into the net as the buzzer stops.
Do you think they'll ever re-win a Calder Cup?
Yes. They had a really good shot at it 4 years ago.
Yeah, they've had some good... they've had good teams.
The big thing about the Ads is they've been choking late.
Mm-hmm.
They start out super strong. They start out in first place. They start out winning against the Wolves constantly, and that's just 100-mile rival or Amtrak rivalry. And they start out so strong, and then usually about right around playoffs, like right around the end of the season, they start to stall out, and they start losing games, and they start losing 6-7 games, and then they start losing 8-9 games, and before that they're out of contention. Before you know it, it's just they're out of contention, and it's frustrating as a hardcore Admirals fan to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at Nashville and how often they're calling people up and they're switching people around. That's where we lose the Calder Cup, is because Nashville's calling our players, because we have pro caliber players.
Yeah, and Nashville has been in the contention for a couple of years now. They're favored to be in the finals.
3 or 4 running now. They've been in the
4.
finals 2 running. No, 3 running.
They made it to the Stanley Cup Finals once, and the division finals twice, I want to say.
Well, I thought they won. No, they lost by 1 game.
Yeah.
And then they won like 2 years prior or something like that. It's
something like that.
I don't watch the Predators as hardcore as I watch the Admirals. When the Stanley Cup playoffs roll around, I'm 100% Preds. 100% Preds. When especially when you watch your Admirals just kind of slide out of contention, but then the Predators are like, hey, final push, Whoop. So I'm 100% Predators fan all through that time of the year. Always.
They won the conference championship in 16-17, and they've been two-time division champions back-to-back years, 17-18 and 18-19.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so last 2 years they haven't been in the finals. So, but anyway, we're looking forward, hopefully, that's one of the things I love about the Admirals being the Predators AHL team is you see your players in the pros. And you see them almost every year at some point or another. You see at least one Admiral in the pros. Hometown Anigo boy, Pascula.
Jeff Pascula,
Yep. Joe. No.
Oh,
Charlie.
Sorry.
No. Oh, no, it's Joe. Sorry. I know all three of them, so keeping track. Anyway. Pascula, Joe. He got called up. And I saw him get into a fight during the Admirals game I was at. That was fantastic, by the way. He whooped the crap out of that wolf. He had him on the ground. He was ground and pounded. He's a defenseman. Mm-hmm. And he's playing in Europe now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's one thing about developmental, unlike the NFL, that doesn't have a farm system. And I know we're getting a little off topic here.
That's okay. We'll go to NFL next. Anyway.
One of the things that I've always been an advocate of is the farm systems that baseball has, and NBA has, NHL has. And you have those guys who go over to Europe and who become mega superstars. Stephon Marbury is a great example of that. He was a decent point guard here in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Played great for the Suns. He goes over to China to play. He's freaking Michael Jordan over there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, he's over in Europe playing now. I talked to his sister a couple of months ago, so another one of the families that is super active in hockey in town, I talk to them as well on a regular basis. And I'm working on getting his contact information.
Oh, cool.
As soon as that, I'm going to ask him if he'll come on the show with us.
Awesome.
In either during the summer when he's here for a summer camp or during hockey season, whichever. So now the next thing is, like I said, we're going to jump over to our boys in green and gold.
Green Bay Packers defeat the Dallas Cowboys 34-24. They are now 3-1. They are in the lead in the Central Division. Since Aikman has left, the Packers are now 6-2 or 6-1 against Dallas.
Yeah, since Aikman left.
Aikman's left.
And another thing, since we're not sitting in Dallas every bloody year.
Well, Dallas has kind of become Aaron Rodgers' second home.
Yeah.
He's won a playoff game there.
Yep.
And he won a Super Bowl there.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
So, although Rodgers didn't look very good in the game, Aaron Jones, their running back.
Yep.
First time they've had a 4-time TDer since Amon Green.
Wow, Amon Green.
Defense. We have a defense.
Yeah, the Packers have not had a defense
since the 90s.
Since the ministry.
Since the Ministry of Defense.
Yeah, since the Minister of Defense.
Reggie White and that core of guys. Darius Smith is on fire.
Yeah. During the Philadelphia game, they honored Reggie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's the only game I've actually been able to sit down and watch this year is the Philly. And, yeah.
I got to catch just the tail end of that when they lost.
And, so of course, as a Packers fan, the only game I'm able to catch the entire year
It's the one they lost.
is the one they lost. And it's like, but now I don't want to watch them because I'm afraid.
But they did great. They had three interceptions, 5 sacks on the day. Their next game is Monday, the 14th. They play the Detroit Lions.
Oh, boy. Hey, Monday. Mm-hmm. Monday nights are going to be very busy for the P3 Podcast Network.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to being able to get that running.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna take a quick momentary break, and you guys will hear about what's coming up for the Podcast Network here. We'll be back shortly here. Hey, this is Bob O.
And this is Umsy.
And here's an update for the coming month's broadcast on the P3 Podcast Network.
As always, you can look forward to us trying to be funny each week on Around the Nerd.
Classic reviews will continue once again, this time focusing on classic cartoons from our childhood and teen years, including Sailor Moon's English dub, as well as Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, Pokemon, up to Ash's Adventures in the Hoenn region, and much, much more.
As the 13th Doctor's second season gets closer and closer, the mysterious M and Bobo will actually try to finish what they started and continue the Doctor Who review, but we all know they won't.
Hey!
What?
Whatever. Finally, starting in November, the P3 team plans to bring to you a whole new experience from our network. I will be running a group of intrepid adventurers through a daunting campaign in the 3.5 Dungeons & Dragons world of Eberron. And that's what you have to look forward to this month and next on the P3 Podcast Network.
And now, back to the show.
Hey, Wisconsin listeners, do you want to own the movies and games that we talk about here on the P3 Podcast Network?
Then stop on down at your local Mojo's Electronics in Anago, Shawano, Oshkosh, and Green Bay, Wisconsin. And they will do their best to get you any game or movie that you're looking for.
That's Mojo's Electronics, exclusive friends of the P3 Podcast Network.
Can I come out now?
Fine. Hey, we're back. I kind of switched those around a little bit. So, and now back to the show, and then we go right into another commercial. Whoops.
Did you really play another commercial?
I played Mojo's.
Oh.
Yeah, but so...
Are we live now?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay.
So I have the network commercial, and at the end of that one is always, and now, back to the show.
Gotcha.
Well, I forgot that I didn't play the Mojo's commercial. So, but...
Do you switch up the Mojo commercials between mine and Umsy's?
No, not lately. I'm probably actually going to have all of us sit around the next time we get everybody together, and we're going to do a commercial.
Okay.
Because the one that Umsy and I recorded, that doesn't have their Green Bay location in it.
Which is in the mall.
Yes, it is in the mall.
Which is the future home of Dave & Buster's.
Yes, it is. Yeah. We also are working on getting another sponsor, but we'll talk a little bit more about that in the future here. So now we have the Bucks left.
Actually,
and the Badgers.
We had the Badgers who played Kent State this past weekend, 48-0. Third shutout this year.
It's insane.
First time they've had 3 shutout wins since 1937.
Do we have a national championship caliber team this year?
If they can continue putting up the points that they're doing, and if they continue to play like they played against Michigan, yes, we can get to the playoffs. Can we beat? Here's the question though. Can we beat Alabama?
Can we beat Bama?
Or can we beat Clemson?
Either one, yeah, because they're both powerhouses.
They're both powerhouse teams, but there has not been I hate, and I'll just say this term loosely, Midwestern team other than Notre Dame or Ohio State that has been in the playoffs. Obviously, Ohio State won national championship recently under Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Notre Dame has been there twice, got blanked.
Yeah.
So, could they do? Yes, they can be the Cinderella. I really think that they can be, if they can continue to put up the numbers and show the voters this is what they're doing, then yes. If their defense can stay strong, yes.
So we're averaging about 21, a little over 21 points a game. No, a little over 23 points a game right now.
Yeah, the closest game we've had so far is against Michigan, I believe.
And that was a 35-14 game. Oh, no, the 24 Northwestern, 24-4.
Well, Northwestern, I was really scared. I watched that game and I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah. Northwestern just came out of the woodwork and just shocked them.
Every year, Northwestern is one of those teams every year that just... I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about them and the Badgers. It's a great rivalry. It's becoming a good rivalry, and it's becoming a really good game because they are even in their play.
Yep.
The stats are even. They're deadlocked.
Oh yeah.
I remember listening. I was watching the game. I was coming back into town, so I was listening to the pre-show. They were talking about they've had close games. They've had blowouts both ways.
Yeah.
So.
Well, a couple years ago, I think it was, the Badgers had a really good contention shot.
Yeah.
And Northwestern blew it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really... It'll be tough. Can the Badgers be that team and finally do unseat almighty Bama?
Can they do what Wisconsin has never, ever done? Not once.
An actual trophy? No. On paper, they have one, but...
That's what I'm talking about. A trophy,
actual trophy.
I want the trophy hoisted over our boys.
It'll be a miracle. But like I said, they got the thing is with the way the playoffs work. Believe me, I love the college football playoff format. Mm-hmm. I do. I love it. It's so cool. And it brings that element because everything else in NCAA has a playoff system. Personally, I think it should be expanded to 8 teams.
I agree.
I believe that everybody that wins a conference, just like in the NFL, you win a conference, you're in. I don't care if you're the MAC conference. Let them try. Why not?
Why not?
What's it going to hurt? Your ratings? You're playing against Bama. I mean, you really think that some school from the Sun Belt is going to beat fucking Bama? Pardon my language. I mean, it could happen. I mean, Cinderella. That's why I love the NCAA basketball tournament. Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
Cinderella wears a glass slipper every year. Somebody.
Yes.
Upsets somebody.
Well, what was it? A couple years ago, there was that 16...
Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago. Lloyd.
Yes.
This piddly little school in Chicago makes it to the Final Four, and they're America's darlings.
Yeah. It was amazing.
It was great.
But yeah, I mean, and we'll get to college basketball when that picks up, which is soon. Mm-hmm. We want to do this at least bi-weekly. Maybe even weekly. We'll see.
We'll try. Because this is a pretty easy show we can wrap up.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing, talking about a little snippet into basketball, the Badgers basketball team
they haven't been great.
Good.
No.
Since Bo Ryan left.
Yeah. I mean, they did okay last year.
I'm sorry. I think them losing to Duke in that championship game, which they should have won.
Yeah.
But Duke was just too fast.
They were insane.
But I think I know that was a great recruiting class.
Yeah.
They'll probably never have a class like that ever again.
I don't feel our chances are going to improve in the next 10 years.
No, it's going to be a slow build like they had before, up to when Bo Ryan got them to 2 Final Fours and to a championship game.
Yep.
They have to find another coach like Bo Ryan, because let's face it, Bo Ryan was the reason why who made it to that point, and his recruitment skills, getting those kids up there saying, "Hey, you got this."
They could put something together. They
could.
could. Because college kids are unpredictable.
The NCAA basketball, I think, is more unpredictable than football.
Oh yeah, no questions.
Hands down.
Oh yeah,
hands down. Look at this year. This year's champion, Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Or it was either Virginia or Virginia Tech, one of the two.
Yeah.
First time ever winning it.
Yeah. All right. We got the Bucks.
Bucks are in preseason mode right now. Short preseason for the Bucks. There's only 5 games on the schedule. Giannis Antetokounmpo did not play, but the other 5 did start. 122 to 112 was their final score against the Chicago Bulls.
You know, and as somebody who grew up listening to the Bucks every single time they played, as somebody who listened to them and had to hear 115 to 92 Bulls, 125 to 92 Bulls, 125 to 87 Bulls.
Well, you got to remember when we were kids,
Jordan,
who was on the Chicago Bulls, probably arguably one of the best teams in the world.
Jordan, Rodman,
Pippen. The original 3, Jordan, Horace Grant, and somebody else. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway.
All right.
Here's another good one. Same thing like with the Badgers. Can the Bucks get over that hump? Because we've had 3. Honestly, we had the Badgers. What was it? Not last year, the year before.
Yep.
The year the Cinderella got knocked down.
Yep.
Now this in the last year too, Milwaukee made it to the NLCS.
Yep.
Lost.
Yep.
Lost to the Dodgers, and
yeah.
Dodgers should have won, and now we're coming across the Bucks. I watched that series, and I was like, "We're gonna do this.
Yeah,
we're gonna fucking do this.
Yeah,
we're doing this."
And then Toronto is like,
no,
bad.
They
dominated us.
I don't know. You watch the first 2 games, and you watch how the Bucks just tore them apart, and then Game 3, bless you.
Thank you.
The Bucks start strong, and I'm like, we're gonna go up 3-0.
Yeah.
Kylie Lowry, man.
Yeah. It was rough. Can the Bucks? I hope so.
Be their first championship since the greatest player of them all, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Can we have a championship caliber basketball team at the same time that we have a championship caliber baseball and, knock on wood, a championship caliber football team? Can we have the trifecta in Wisconsin? That is...
At one time?
I mean, because we have the caliber on all 3 parts. But...
It would be... I always used to say, if the Cubs win again, the world's going to end.
Yep.
The world hasn't ended, and the Cubs are finally
Yeah.
in the World Series.
They broke the... Yeah.
Could it happen? Yes. Will it happen?
We have the team. We have the caliber. It's just a matter of getting every piece to fall in our place.
Here's my 5-year skedaddle. I will say, I say the Bucks will do it first.
I agree. I
think
definitely agree.
In the next 5 years, the Bucks will hoist the championship. If they keep building around Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they can keep him in Wisconsin, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
they have to try to keep him in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they do, and it's going to be hard. He's going to get money thrown at him from every direction
because he is good.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to say This is a toss up, and I'm gonna go on a limb, but I'm gonna say the Brewers are second.
I agree, because I don't think the Packers have it yet, not with a fresh coach.
No, I think they're at least 10.
Yeah.
That's a 10-year plan in there, but they have to keep that defense, keep that defense going, and get Rodgers a wideout.
Well, and if they get Rodgers a trained wideout, they can do it in 5.
If they can keep him.
Yeah, but they got to keep him, and they got to keep the wideout.
And then, actually, the number 3, then I'm going to say that the Badgers win the national championship. But that is between Packers winning a Super Bowl again and the Badgers winning the national championship.
I'd say the Badgers have the better chance right now.
Right now, currently with the recruitment class that they have, I agree. Mm-hmm. The Packers have a good core. If they can continue running the ball like they did against Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Keep that up and hopefully Devontae comes back or get him another target. Mm-hmm. Because that's the one thing that we really are missing this year is missing that second big target for wideout. Because we've gotten spoiled. We had Cobb, we had Nelson with him, with Devontae Adams. So we really got spoiled there.
And before that, Driver.
And now we got only the one. I was thinking about that on the ride up here. I was like, oh, let's sign Antonio Brown. Why the fuck not?
So, on that note, that covers Wisconsin. Now, let's bring things let's zoom in a little bit on the map here. Somebody else has been, pushing me to give him a title shot.
For the card game.
Well, yeah, you're not getting that. Sorry. You want a title shot for the card game? Make a title.
I'm not making a title just between the two of you. That was I'm sorry. I'm just going to call you out now.
Okay.
I listened to the original podcast where you said any game.
And you know what?
You did not clarify in that statement it had to be
video.
But but here's the thing. I don't care. We can play. I'll tell you what. We'll play a shits and giggles. I won't even play Hello Darkness.
Oh, good.
Because you and I both know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I won't even play Hello Darkness. We'll do a best of 3, old school.
Okay. So I got to get Misty out.
You got to get Misty. You can even proxy. I don't care.
Okay.
I will allow that because there is a card that I would recommend for that deck, and it's really expensive and really rare to get. It's called Misty's Tears. It's a trainer card.
Yeah.
And it allows you to fish for blue energy.
Yep.
Good
card.
Good card.
I had that in the original.
Yep, it's one of the best.
Because remember, she's a rebuild. I bought her out of Johnny's.
Yep, you did. And then we'll play a best of 3 out of that.
All right.
And then we'll play a best of 3, Dragon on Dragon.
Okay.
My King Gorhirda versus your Dragonite.
Done. And that's a shits and giggles one.
Shits and giggles.
But now, to the serious.
Yeah, we got to establish rules.
We will. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to establish those next time you're here.
All right.
And we will sit down and we'll establish the rules. Now, here's my counter to your statement.
My shits and giggles or to my...
No, the original statement to where I said any game.
All right, what's your counter?
Okay. What was the original name of the title?
Pokemon Stadium.
The Independent Pokemon Stadium Championship.
Fair.
So it would have been a safe bet to assume. However, I understand. But now, I'm almost done with Ultra Moon. And when I'm finished with Ultra Moon, and I've beaten the Elite Four, which that's not going to be an issue because I my Elite Four team is ready.
Do you want your Lycanroc back for that?
I have a new one.
Okay. fair enough.
I got mine leveled to where he needs to be, and I have a team in my Pokemon bank that is ready, but I can't use them until I beat the Elite Four. Because, of course, I can't use them until I beat the final trial, but still. My standards on the game, on any game, is once I beat the Elite Four, which was also stated in that original.
But at the time, you had beaten it.
Yeah, and then my entire file got corrupted.
The things happen, and that's okay.
Well, and
I just like poking you with it.
I was both glad that it got corrupted and kind of sad, because the team I had was definitely not ready for you.
No.
Because I know what you probably have. I know what you're probably ready for me with. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure you have something new that I'm not ready for.
I'm curious, what do you think it is?
I feel like, because you and I are both kind of the same when it comes to our teams. A little bit of Psychic, a little bit of Dragon Power, and then usually whatever the starter, and then the other three spots are usually going to be not necessarily throwaways, but they're not going to be the A squad. The A squad is going to be the Psychic, the Dragon, and then the starter. But then I also know you, and you know me. I know you got a fairy on your team.
Oh, yeah.
I know you do. I'm not dumb.
You have to.
Oh, yeah. They are.
And unfortunately, it's definitely there.
And I know you have a fairy on your team, and I'm ready for that. That I am 1,000% ready for.
I'll tell you now, it's probably either going to be Tapu Lele or Quavdor.
Yeah, I'm ready. No matter who it is. Yeah, no matter who it is. Huh?
I'm going to take a guess at your dragon.
All right.
I'm going to say it's either Guzzlord or Dragonite.
Okay.
What do you think mine is?
You're old school like me. I feel Dragonite, but at the same time, the power of Komo-o is undeniably amazing.
Are we going to do no legendaries? I need to know that now.
I despise that rule because we don't go by it in Stadium.
Fair enough.
But then again, in Stadium, the legendaries aren't as, here, let me shit on your face. So, and I'm sorry, but the legendaries in Moon and the legendaries in X, they're kind of badass.
Tall.
Yeah, exactly. X and Y. Yeah. I want to say no legendaries, but again, it's the Independent Pokemon Championship. It's supposed to be anything goes. I'm gonna, because you know what? It doesn't really matter, because even if I lose my title, even if I don't lose my title, I'm taking Kari's next. So, sure, bring on the legendaries. I cannot in good conscience say no legendaries, even though I personally will not be using any of the legendaries.
Good to know.
But the reason I don't use the legendaries is because they start out so high level. I usually have my team set by then. And my team to go in, my team is always set up to go against the Elite Four. Mm-hmm. And that is where I set my goal to beat the Elite Four, and then I have a squad ready for other things.
I have another question. It's been such a long time since I battled on Game Boy.
Yep.
Is there a minimum? Does it equal?
The levels are evened out.
Okay, that's what I was gonna.
Yeah. So if you pick only level 60s, it'll drop your stuff to level 60s.
All right.
So, but on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to Wisconsin Sports News. We will be back either next week or the week after. We haven't decided yet because we're lazy.
And no one else likes sports.
It's all been done, but they haven't seen the best of me.